I chose coastal erosion in the Philippines and the coastal engineering program created by the government to formulate solutions to address the issue. Coastal erosion caused by climate change and unsustainable fishing practices is a major issue in the Philippines. This issue is significant because it threatens coastal communities' livelihoods and increases the risk of natural disasters such as typhoons and storm surges. Coastal erosion reduces available farmland and settlement land, forcing communities to relocate and disrupting their way of life. Furthermore, the loss of protective coastal habitats makes these areas more vulnerable to the effects of climate change, further endangering lives and infrastructure. In the Philippines, for example, the coastal communities of Tacloban City were devastated by Typhoon Haiyan in 2013. The typhoon storm surge not only destroyed homes and infrastructure, but it also caused widespread coastal erosion. As a result, many farmers and settlers were forced to abandon their land and relocate to safer areas, causing disruption in their livelihoods and traditional ways of life. Furthermore, the loss of mangrove forest and coastal habitats left coastal cities even more vulnerable. Accelerated sea level rise, or ASLR, is a significant global warming issue affecting the Philippines coastline, causing erosion, flooding, and storm damage. The Manila Bay coastal area is suffering from environmental degradation, unequal resource distribution that is directly linked to the coastline erosion. This degradation is not only endangering the coastline communities, but also impacting the country's economy, heavily reliant on fishing and tourism. Furthermore, the unequal distribution of resources exacerbates the vulnerability of marginalized communities who lack the means to adapt to the accelerating sea level rise. Manila Bay's coastal areas are vulnerable to a 1-meter sea level rise by 2100, potentially affecting the densely populated areas. Such is especially problematic due to the Philippines population is expected to reach 143 million by 2025, bringing the number of people affected by a 1-meter ASLR to around 2.3 million by 2025. Integrated coastal zone management practices are recommended to adapt to further sea level rise. In response to coastal erosion, the Philippines Department of Science and Technology established a research center, the Coastal Engineering Program, to address the coastal erosion issue. This center is a hub for innovative solutions, housing a coastal engineering design handbook, a data book of flood control structures, and a prototype of flood control infrastructure. The center's primary goal is to protect coastal communities and resources from flooding and erosion by applying technological and scientific methods in coastal management. The Coast ER Center, which focuses on coastal resilience, is the first coastal engineering and management research and development center in the Philippines. The initiative's objectives are as follows: enhance the human resource capital for higher education institutions in the region dedicated to coastal engineering research and management, foster the development of science-based technologies and innovations to tackle coastal risk and management, and devise policies that fortify coastal communities' resilience against storm surges, and flooding. In addition, the Coast ER Center facilitates workshops and trainings to empower local government units and communities to effectively apply research findings in disaster risk management and program development. By utilizing advanced technologies like GIS mapping and remote sensing, along with unmanned aerial vehicles, GIS helps local governments and communities make well-informed decisions and implement effective countermeasures. With the ability to capture high-resolution images and videos, drones enable policymakers and researchers to gain a better understanding of the extent and underlying causes of the erosion. The integration of GIS and UAVs has the potential to revolutionize sustainable development and enhance coastal erosion management efforts, allowing for a more informed decision making and therefore policy making in coastal management using remote sensing technology. The Coast ER Center's research and development endeavors have substantially influenced coastal communities by providing remedies for the adverse effects of climate change, such as intensified storms and rising sea levels. Furthermore, their contributions have impacted coastal management policies and regulations, developing more efficacious approaches to safeguarding coastlines and conserving natural resources. In addition to significantly influencing coastal management policies and regulations, the Center's efforts have resulted in more efficient approaches to safeguarding coastlines and conserving natural resources. For instance, the intel provided by Coast ER has led to policies being implemented to restore and protect the fragile ecosystem, such as the creation of artificial reefs and the implementation of beach nourishment programs. These initiatives have enhanced coastal communities' resilience to climate change impacts and provided economic benefits through increased tourism and recreational opportunities. Overall, the Center's endeavors have played a crucial role in mitigating the effects of climate change on coastal communities and ensuring their long-term sustainability. The conflicts among the various stakeholders have substantially impacted the coastal erosion project in the Philippines. A significant source of contention emerges between the local communities and the government. The protracted nature of these tensions has led to setbacks and disputes, impeding the Philippines' ability to address coastal erosion efficiently. For instance, in a coastal town in the Philippines, the local fishing community strongly opposed the government's plan to construct seawalls to mitigate coastal erosion. The communities argue that these structures would disrupt their fishing activities and adversely affect their livelihoods. As a result, there have been protests, legal battles, and delays in implementing projects, prolonging the coastline's vulnerability to erosion and putting the environment and local economy at risk.